Welcome to Listen and Cards. My name is Julio Rivera and today I'm going to show you my favorite magic trick for beginners. For this we're going to use a regular deck of cards, which of course we can shuffle as much as we want. And now that the deck is shuffled, we're going to let the spectator choose any card they want. For example, let's say they choose this one. In this case is the Two of Clubs. Of course I don't need to see the card, but for this video it's just fine. And now we're going to lose the selection in the middle of the deck very clean. Now that the selection is lost, my goal is to try to find it and turn it around, but I'm going to do it in a very difficult way, because I'm going to try to do it behind my back so I cannot see the cards, and I'm going to try to do it with only one hand in less than 3 seconds. So now that your card is lost in the middle of the deck, I'm going to try to do it. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, I've done it. So if this is true, right now there should be only one card in the middle of the deck facing down, as you can see, and that card should be exactly the Two of Clubs, your chosen card. Okay, and now for the explanation. We're going to hand the deck to the spectators so they can examine the cards, they can shuffle the cards, or they can do whatever they want. When they give you the deck back, we're going to let the spectator choose any card. So we say, okay, choose any card, and now it's a very important moment, because in Magic, when the spectator chooses the card, it's the perfect moment to do any secret move. Why? Because everyone wants to know what card they've chosen, everyone wants to memorize the card, because everyone wants to be part of the trick. So all their attention, all the spectators will be looking at this card, and nobody will be seeing what you're doing with the deck. So it's the perfect moment to do any secret move. So now we're going to let the spectator choose any card. I'm going to say, okay, choose any card. Let's say this one. Okay, make sure you memorize it, make sure you show it to everyone, and when they all look into the cards, the only thing we need to do is turn over the deck so it's facing up, and then we are going to turn over the top card facing down. So this way we have all the decks facing up, all the cards facing up, except for the top card that is facing down. And this is going to be in a really simple and fast motion. So the spectator chooses a card, and we're going to say, okay, make sure you memorize it, make sure you show it to everyone, and while everyone is looking at the card, you're just going to turn over the deck and turn over the top card in a really simple and fast and smooth motion. But if you're scary because you think people might see this, well, they won't. I promise you they won't. I've done it this many times. But what you can do is something I like to do a lot, and it's when you give the spectator a card, when you tell them, okay, pick any card, you tell them, okay, I'm going to turn over so I don't see your card. So you're giving an excuse while you are turning over, and it's a good excuse, because for them the trick is harder if you are turning it over, because there's no way you can see the card. But in reality it's simple, because when you are turned over, when your back is facing them, you can do any move and your back will be covering all the motion. So you can be here and you cannot see what I'm doing right here, so you'll be with a very good cover, and so you can turn over the deck and turn over the top card while they're looking at their card. So I tell them, okay, choose any card. I'll turn over so you can make sure I can see the card. I can know what card you've chosen. So I tell them, okay, make sure you choose any card, show it to everyone, make sure you memorize it. I'll be turning over so I don't see the card. And while I'm turning over, while I'm with my back is facing them, I just turn over the deck and I turn over the top card. And when I go back, they think the deck is a regular deck. They don't even think about what has happened. They only chosen a card, and you're going to place it back in the deck. But when you place it back in the deck is already facing up except for the top card. So when you place their card in the middle of the deck facing down, that the spectator thinks that the deck is all facing down, in reality it's going to be all the cards facing up except for the selected card. So it's that simple, and you have a lot of cover, because again, when the spectator is choosing their card, all their attention is on their card, and if you say I'm going to turn over so you can make sure I don't see the card, then you have a lot more of cover, because all your body will be covering all the motion you're doing, and you just turn over the deck, turn over the top card, and then when they give you back the card, you say, okay, I'm going to lose it in the middle of the deck, and now we have to do the same move again, but we're going to do it in a different moment, that we have a lot of cover. We're going to say the following. We're going to say, okay, I'm going to try to find your card and turn it around, but I'm going to do it in a very difficult way. I'm going to do it behind my back so I cannot see, and I'm going to try to do it only with one hand. And while I'm explaining this, I've already turned over the bottom card and I've already turned over the whole deck. So now the trick is done. All the cards are facing down except their card. There's no other card in the deck facing up. So for this, you remember, you are now with the deck facing up except the top card. They give you their chosen card, you put it in the middle of the deck, and now you say, okay, I'm going to try to find your card behind my back and with one hand. And while you say behind my back, when you say I'm going to try to find your card and turn it around behind my back so I cannot see, when I do this, all I do is turn over the top card. The top card, I turn it over with my hand, I turn over the whole deck, and I put it in the same position it was. So when I come back, the deck is in the same position they saw the last time, with the cards facing down. But in reality, I've turned it over the whole deck and I've turned it over the bottom card. So this is the motion that is happening behind my back. I turn over the top card and I turn over all the deck. That's all I'm doing. But as I'm explaining what I'm going to do, the spectator doesn't think that the trick has begun. They think you are just explaining what you are going to do, and actually you are doing that. So that's the best cover and the best misdirection you can have. So remember, really simple. I'm going to begin start from the beginning. You have a shuffle deck. The spectator can shuffle. You let them pick any card. You say I'm going to turn over, so you make sure I don't see the card. When you turn over, you turn over also the deck. You turn over the top card and you go back. They see the deck in the same way they saw the last time. You place their card in the middle. Make sure the deck is really square, because if you spray it by mistake, they will see that the cards are facing up. You place their card in the middle. Then you put it behind your back while you're explaining that you are going to try to find their card behind your back. And when you do that, you turn over the top card, you turn over the whole deck, and you say that so this way you cannot see, and you're going to try to do it with one hand and in less than 3 seconds. So now you're already done. All you have to do is just this, and then you show that there is only one card in the middle of the deck facing down, and that's exactly their chosen card. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, although my English is not perfect. I'm trying to improve it with online classes. But meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe, to hit the like button, and I'll see you the next Saturday. See ya!